Salvete omnes, this is the Martian Geek, and welcome back to another episode of Speedy Gonzales, Los Gatos Bandidos. In the last episode, we nearly timed out snowy cabins, and now we move along this very short overworld path to Galactical Galaxies, which has to be the most redundant level name I've ever seen since Kirby's Green Greens. I mean, imagine if the others were named that way. We'd have Rocky Rock, Woodsy Woods, Snowy Snowland. Anyway, we have a unique overworld map animation for this one, of Speedy taking off into outer space with the rocket. And this one is actually kinda tricky. It's probably the most interesting area in the game, but it's also probably the most difficult. And I hope I can get through it with aplomb. In addition to its repetitive name, it also possesses another good music track, and a rather infamous edge case in Super Nintendo emulation. I've decided to discuss that after playing through the level, not during, but we'll get to it. For now, we've seen a couple of the enemies and gimmicks that this one has, such as those robots, and these platforms, which come in a few different variants, and those buttons, which have various purposes throughout the level. Cheese, how I love cheese. We also have to watch out for those lasers, because those are insta-death. We also have these teleporters. Nifty. Push that button, and this magnet triggers, putting the platform into a place where we can actually use it. We also have these force field things, which don't serve much of a purpose. They're not much of a threat, they just waste your time. And hey, we actually have screen-scrolling pipes with extra sound effects. You don't see those in a lot of games other than Super Mario Bros. 3. I really hope I don't die before I get more hearts. The thing about those robots is they're kind of obnoxiously fast. You really gotta react to them. I could sure use some hearts, though. Let's see. We have a... Oh! That was close. Okay, a heart. And a 1-up. I will take both of those happily. And I know there's a robot here. Alright, come here, you. I'm gonna kick ya. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there are a lot of things that you really gotta react to quickly in this one. I know, his name is Speedy Gonzales, but that doesn't mean the player is speedy in terms of reflexes. Force fields are not instant death unless I'm... Well, yeah, you have a unique animation, but nope. Pretty sure there's a fake wall somewhere in here. I forget if it's this level or the next one, but... Okay, so we need to get rid of that laser, which means non-linearity. And gosh, I'm almost out of time on this one, too. Seems like the levels get increasingly more strict with their timers as you go on. Okay, we have another magnet. This time with this unique crate. Not sure why it had to be that instead of the other platform type, but maybe it had something to do with hitbox size. Oh, yeah, there it is. That's the one. Also a welcome heart and clock. I do like the teleporters. Okay, and there's the button we need. So now for backtracking. At least the enemies don't respawn in this game. Okay, don't need to worry about that. Don't need to worry about the robots because I already kicked them all. And now we can just go in here and get up to 5 hearts and hopefully not hit a laser. Another clock. Aw. Got hit anyway. I actually could have sworn that part was later in the level. that was a clock. I guess I'm probably going to spend almost 30 seconds just waiting for the platform to get back here. So for this, we actually have a kind of strict time limit there. And I thought that part was earlier in the level. Okay. And now we have a whole bunch of pipes. Who knew pipe mazes existed in other games? And I don't actually remember which is the correct one, so... And I picked correctly the first time, not the first try, I think. 4 1-ups for the taking. And a fade out. So did we get all the mice? Yes. So wait, was that a 100,000 point bonus, or was it only 10,000? Anyway, 6 mice for part 2. You don't want the shoes. I wonder what the maximum number of extra lives you can get in this game is. I think I tried that with Rabbit Rampage once. I just went through with save states and got as many 1-ups as possible. Okay, hit the button. And the teleporters in this one are red. I don't think there are any more fake walls, but you can never be too careful, I suppose. Mouse? And another seemingly split path, but the left path goes about 5 feet and then stops, so... Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff you gotta watch out for in this one. Why are you just wasting my time? That is so valuable. Whoa. Beware of the momentum that those pipes, with which those pipes spit you out. Okay. So I assume these lasers are what that one button was for, that didn't have an obvious immediate effect. And yeah, the pipes are orange. Honestly, I feel like... You know what, I'm gonna save that heart just in case I die. I feel like palette swaps are a good way to make levels with the same graphics and theme and all that feel more distinct from each other. Hey, Donkey Kong Country did it. Also conveyor belts. This one's just jam-packed with gimmicks. Another button. I don't know if that one's on a time limit. Platform? Hello? Oh, that was close. That other platform would quit being so, well, speedy. Boy, those are not synced up well. If I time out due to a stupid platform desync... There we go. Sheesh. Okay, now we have a split path. I don't actually know which way I'm supposed to go first, so... Arbitrarily, I choose left. And I suspect I won't feel like going back and getting that heart if I do die. Okay, I don't know if there's a laser down there, so... There is indeed. Okay, I think left was indeed the correct direction. Maybe? Oh, too early. I did not want a free X-ray. Okay, so where does this teleporter go? I don't know, but I suspect I will probably time out. I'll just take it. Yeah, I think I was supposed to go the other way first. Okay, so that pipe. Where does it go? Okay, that's the end of the level up there. I'll take those hearts. Hello, robot. Whoop. Forgot that I was supposed to wait for that to go back the other way. I thought it was one of the fallen kind. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. Dang it, not again. That was this type, right? I mean, I'll probably time out the level and have to do it all over again, but... I'll try the other path this time. Hurry! Well, I'll try, but I can't promise anything. Told you this one was tricky. Oh, there's a timer. Clock, rather. And there's the button. If there weren't so many things in this level to waste your time... Okay, so does this one just go back to the other path? I know I could finish the level here, but I want all the stuff. Time up, yep. So, yeah, back to the beginning. Alas. But hey, even a failure makes me more familiar with the layout of the level. Definitely don't want to waste time forgetting to hit that button. I kind of want to plug this music. It's actually a bit... I started it and it was actually a bit tricky because you have all that legato and the percussion channel actually rapidly switches between drums and cymbals. You can't hear it as much in-game, but just listening to the music alone, it's more obvious. Wait, what? Huh? What just happened? Did I glitch through the pipe somehow? I am confused, but I'm glad I got that on camera. I think what must have happened is, like, I pressed B while in the pipe or something like that, but that shouldn't... Huh? You what? Okay, well, we can check out this pipe now. Oh, that was fair, yeah. Just put a robot right at the end of the pipe for me to run into. Okay, there's that split. Okay, so I skipped something. Can I deliberately time out again? I'll try to get as much cheese as I can without losing any lives, and I guess try to... Oh, I shouldn't have gotten that. I broke the laws of time and space. That said, I still don't want to die, because then I'd have to go back to the checkpoint, and timing out would presumably either make me lose exactly one life, or just reset my life count to whatever it is beforehand. Whatever it was, I mean, when I entered the area. Dang it, didn't want to get that. I'm not used to wanting to ignore clocks. Okay, now this is the part where I would go back to the end of the level, but... I wonder if I can glitch the pipes again. So yeah, that up there, that would be the end of the level right there. We're just gonna fool around until 2 more minutes have passed, because I skipped a bunch of the level by complete accident and circumstances of fate. Or something like that. Oh, actually, that's as far back as I can backtrack anyway. Well, whatever. I'll just find a spot to chill and listen to the good music, I guess. You all don't have to sit through this. I can cut it. Okay, can we get it this time? Okay, be careful around the pipes. With the pipes or whatever. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that at the split I want to go right first. I kind of feel like these levels shouldn't have so much backtracking if they're I'm gonna put him on a time limit. But nada. I feel like there should be something to the left there. Getting through both of those at once will help. I'm not touching the D-pad. I think this is the one that glitched. Actually, I'm not touching the controller at all, or I wasn't. I wonder why that laser is there on the left. There's nothing over there. Maybe this is the one that glitched. I'm actually surprised that they need to take up some of the music channels for that sound effect. Because I'm pretty sure all the music in this game only uses 6 of the 8 channels, so... You wouldn't think something like that would need more than 2. Ah, yes, it's the part that gave me a desyncing feeling. Hit that switch. Twice, for good measure. Don't actually hit your switch. Those things are expensive. And we wait for the platforms to line up. Okay. Here we are, back where we're supposed to be. So that button was for the laser that we run into when trying to backtrack before. Yeah, how many channels does that sucking noise use? Whoa! Okay then. Where am I? Oh, do I even need to go along the right path at all? Maybe it's just a dead end, or a shortcut to the end part of the level that you can't actually use because you'd be missing a button. Yeah, again, I do not have all the level layouts in this game memorized. So yeah, I think the thing to do would be to just get the clock and then head to the left. It's just me or are the robots slower in this stage compared to the previous one? Okay, again, those timed out pretty well. I was expecting a robot. And I almost missed my cue there. Okay, we hit the button. There should be one more that we need. It's a good thing this level has good music, because you might spend a while in it trying to figure it out. Okay, health upgrade. Here. Get some more delicious queso. Ow. Get hit by a robot. I guess that one wasn't slower than... I don't know. I think that was just my imagination anyway. And this time I remember what type of platform this is. Minute 41? That should be enough time. Especially with this clock. Yeah, you know, now I'm curious what a speedrun of this game would be like. I mean, it's right there in the name. He is Speedy Gonzales, right? Gonzales. Of course, there'd have to be different categories for any percent and 100%. Okay, ignoring that pipe because it doesn't go anywhere useful. We just have a couple more of these. Or is it one more? And there's the end of the level. La cucaracha, la cucaracha. I'm a robot, beep boop boop. 100, 1110, 01101. Yep, that was 100,000. Wow. How about a high score game of this? But wait, there's more. Yeah, we have an actual boss. Did you forget that this game had them? So we have this space cat. He shoots these little red laser balls. He looks cool. Like... Whoops. I don't know if you get any health for this one. So what you want to do is, I think I timed it wrong, but you want to activate this force field with the button so that the cat goes into it. Okay, so that's the bottom right corner. Now he's at the top right corner. Hit the button. He's honestly a pretty easy boss. Like, ironically, I think of the 3 bosses in this game, because yes, there is one in Area 7, too, I think the hardest boss is actually the first one, from Shirley Wood. I do not know why. But yeah, this boss only has 3 HP and is very pattern-based. And doesn't he look derpy, all zapped? Like I said, just be careful of your hearts, because you don't get any extras. So yeah, we're done with Galactical Galaxies, for real. Except that aforementioned discussion I mentioned, so... I will get to that momentarily. Oh yeah, I actually have to press a button. Okay, remember how I mentioned that this level, and presumably part 2 as well, can cause a game break and glitch on inaccurate hardware? Well, here we are, back at the first button and magnet contraption, and this is the source of the problem. I don't know whether it's one button or magnet in particular, or whether it's any of them, but either way, this is the level, this is the part, and if you're playing the game on an emulator that isn't accurate enough, this is where you will stay. Forever. You could make a creepypasta about this glitch. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's dive into why the glitch happens and why it doesn't happen on console or a good emulator. See that HDMA in the background? You might think, well, it certainly makes it look more stylish, but it's not like it's required for the level to function. Well, as it turns out, that HDMA is the only reason why the game doesn't immediately freeze when you step on the button, because of a really specific and weird hardware edge case. It has to do with something called Open Bus. I won't get into the fine details of all the Super Nintendo hardware stuff, but you can think of this as undefined memory space. Like if you're on a street with the addresses 311 and 317 with no houses in between them, and you ask someone to deliver a package to the house at 313 or 315, they'll probably just stand there confused. It's not that the numbers 313 and 315 don't exist, they just don't have anything associated with them on this particular street. If you try to write a value to an open bus address, it won't do anything, and if you try to read a value from one, you'll just get back the last byte that was processed. The Super Nintendo stores numbers that are longer than 1 byte in Little Endian format, meaning that the bytes are stored in ascending position, essentially backward from how a human would write them. So, for instance, if you write code to load the value at address 123456 into the A register, that will take up 4 bytes, which are the load command, then 56, then 34, then 12, in that order. Address 123456 does also happen to be open bus, at least on a stock Super Nintendo. There are some enhancement chips like the SA1 that make use of some of that space, which I guess is like if the city added a few new buildings to that street. So if you try to run that code, it will just load the value 12, since that's the last byte that was processed. The reason why this is relevant to the glitch is that the game code itself is actually bugged. At one point, it references an array with an index that's out of bounds, resulting in it reading from open bus. This is generally a bad idea, but in this case it's in part of a loop that only exits when it reads back a certain value, one that is not what is obtained from reading open bus. So the game would get stuck in that loop forever, except this is where the HDMA comes in. As it turns out, HDMA writes do count for determining open bus values. That wouldn't be enough on its own because the address load would overwrite it, but in this case, the HDMA just so happens to activate right in the middle of the load, so it actually reads a different value, and the one that it ends up getting actually does qualify to break the loop. It's like if you hand someone a package that says 315, and they look at it and go, so I deliver it to address 300 and then right in the middle of their sentence, somebody crosses out the 5 and writes a 7, so they finish with 17. 317, okay. This is like if you're dusting and accidentally knock an expensive vase off the shelf, but your niece happens to be running by carrying a pillow, and she trips at just the right time so that when she holds out her hands to catch herself, the vase lands on the pillow instead of breaking on the floor. That's the kind of precise timing we're talking about here. And that's why it doesn't work on inaccurate emulators. They don't have precise enough timing. That or the emulator programmers didn't realize that HDMA could affect open bus. Why the developers never caught this bug, I'm not sure, since it depends on something so specific. You'd think background HDMA would be one of the last things they added to the level. If they'd added it after the magnet gimmick, the game would have frozen up in playtesting, and presumably they would have noticed and said something like, wait, there's an out-of-bounds index here, so that's why the game froze up. Silly me, let's fix that and recompile, and in the meantime we'll have a sword fight. Anyway, with that, I will see you next time.